Hi, this is Richard C. I'm a math tutor here at Wyzant, answering a pretty classic question from calculus. Okay, so here we have our radar station. And a plane is flying over it. And it's flying at a height of 2 miles. And at some point, it's 4 miles away from the station. So that's just look at this for a minute. So 4 miles, and here's the plane. Okay, and it's going to continue out in that direction at the rate of 440 miles per hour. And they want the rate at which this distance is changing. Okay, this distance from the radar to the plane. Okay, so we're gonna call that x, and we'll call this y here. And you can see that you have a right triangle here. So we'll just consider this right triangle now. So right now, we'll just use Pythagorean theorem. So y squared plus 4 is going to be x squared. Now, y is varying with time, and x is varying with time. So what we're going to do is differentiate this with respect to time. So d dt of this thing is going to be 2y dy dt plus 0 equals 2x dx dt. What they want to know is dx dt, the rate at which the distance between the plane and the radar station is changing. That's what they want to know. Okay. So I should just put a dt here. That's where really it belongs. And let me erase it from there so nobody gets confused. Okay, now when y is 4, we're told that the plane, they want to know what this difference, the change in the distance between the radar station and the plane is when y is 4. So we know that we have y is 4. So let me just, so that's going to give you 8 dy dt is equal to 2. We know that when x is 4, we know we know that when y is 4 and that's 2, we know that x is going to be the square root of 4 plus 16. So x is going to be the square root of 20, which is 2 root 5. Sorry, yeah, 2 root 5. So times 2 root 5. And the rate at which y is changing has to do with the speed of the plane, and that's 440. So we can replace that in here. So we have 8 times 440 equals equals 4 root 5 dx dt. dx dt is what we're solving for. Okay, so now it's just calculator time. We know when this is 4 and this is 2, this has to be 2 root 5. Okay, so let me just do this. 8 times 440, and then divide that by 4 root 5. And I get 393.5 dx dt miles per hour for dx dt. Now let's think about that. We know the plane is traveling at 440 miles per hour. And so it's reasonable to think that this distance here, this horizontal distance, is going to change faster than the vertical distance, because the vertical distance, it's going to be changing slightly, let's say, as the plane moves forward. And so it makes sense that this rate of change for the horizontal speed of the plane is going to be faster than the rate of change for the horizontal, for the diagonal. So the rate of change for the horizontal is faster than the rate of change for the diagonal. And so that answer here makes perfect sense. Okay, so it's really just a matter of setting it up using Pythagorean theorem, but it's knowing, and of course you have to know how to differentiate, but then you have to figure out, what are these things? And plug them into the right places, and then basically you're done. Okay, so it's really not as hard as it might seem. And there are a lot of these word problems which you're going to solve with calculus, and this is a classic where the equation that's being used is Pythagorean theorem. And you'll find lots of other situations where you're using a lot of stuff from geometry is used in these word problems. Anyway, I hope that helps, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.